In Duluth, Minnesota, authorities suspect arson was to blame for a fire that destroyed a mobile home and killed 73 cats. The chief suspect so far? This dog. Dogs don't care for cats much, you know. How could they not know that? This week, Disney released a new CD featuring a rapping Mickey Mouse. To avoid controversy, the CD will not include the controversial hit single, Cat Killer. And in a related story, this week marked the 5,000th performance of the Broadway musical Cats. It also marked the 5,000th time a guy turned to his wife and said, "What the hell is this?"
You know, cat ladies, they're so crazy, they're always thought to be crazy. You know what's even crazier? Snake ladies.
Oh, yeah.
They have
Absolutely.
This is so your style right here.
What?
The writers, whoever they are, they're writing, they know how to write for you. Just read this one.
Cats and paraplegics have a lot in common. For starters, neither appreciates going into your pool.
No, you didn't read it right. Neither appreciates being tossed in your neighbor's pool.
Yeah, they deserve a raise.
Another endless day, nobody's gonna change. You won't ever leave. On my mind again, I'm still not tired of it. Can make you want me. And I might act okay, say things will stay the same. Say I'm all I need.
Am I able to have a good time? My cat just had a heart attack.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he had a heart. You ever hear such a crazy thing?
No, I didn't know they got things like that.
Yeah, they get heart attacks. So I got it off Steve Corrin, this writer up at
Sure,
Saturday
I
Night
know
Live.
him, yeah.
Yeah, so he gives me his cat. Turns out it's some kind of a defective cat, you know? So he's a nice cat and everything. I'm getting along with him. I come back to my apartment last week. The cat's like foaming at the mouth. He's shaking like this. He's foam coming out. So I didn't want to get near it. I thought maybe he'd, you know, who knows? He was delirious. Maybe he'd think I'm a mouse. So I didn't want to get near him. So I phoned 911. You know, I panicked. I phoned 911.
Right.
Which it turns out it's just for people. I didn't know that.
Didn't know either.
They got mad. I mean, they said they would have me arrested if I phoned.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, you know, I love this cat. It's a good cat. So I took him down. I got him in a cab, and I took him down to the hospital, the animal hospital. And the guy tells me my cat had a heart attack. He takes him away. He says, "Oh yeah, he had cardiac arrest and stuff." And he started asking me questions about, like, he says, I said, "What would cause that?" He goes, "You know, diet, stress."
Stress?
Yeah. No, he had a big promotion coming up. So, and then he let me visit the cat. He says, "You can visit the cat, you know. There's visiting hours." I go, "All right." So you go in this room, and then they bring the cat in a cage. He's all drugged up. And then they put the cat, like, on a bed. And then the guy goes, "Okay, we'll be back in a half an hour. You have half an hour." You know? So I'm with the cat, like, for half an hour. So after 5 minutes, you know, I figured, I got a life to get back to. You know, it's a cat. So we go out, and so afterwards he told me he had a lot of, he said he could have an operation, which was like $4,000, which, you know, I could buy like 100 cats for that, you know? But then I figured, what the hell would I do with 100 cats?
Right. So you got the cat. You sprung for the operation.
No, I didn't.
Oh.
No, there was another thing where he's on medication, you know, and I have him on medication. I have this medication, and he said there was some good news and bad news. He said the bad news was the cat only has like a 20% chance of survival, but he says the good news is it's just a cat.
He's a bad doctor. He's a bad doctor, too.
Sorry about that. And with the Pope in New York City, some of the New York City's greediest and most heartless con men are getting rich selling fake tickets to the Mass in Central Park. Don't I know it? Look at how... Look here. Look at all this. Oh, yeah. And in Polk City, Florida, a man had his stolen car returned, but the cremated remains of his father, I say the cremated remains of his father, are still missing. Don't I know it? Oh, yeah. That's right. A Minnesota man is being sued by a woman who claims that he promised to marry her, but called off to the wedding after he convinced her brother to give him a kidney. Don't I know it? A study says that pot use in high school is up sharply. Don't I know it? Oh, yeah. Oh. I'm joking. And, I don't really sell drugs to children. And now...
Chris Kattan you didn't like.
Kattan's all right. Just
All right.
we had, you know, when you're in that, it's like being, I won't say it's like being in war, but when you're in a situation, everyone's fighting for themselves.
There's another great quick Norm story. Great quick Norm story.
Kid, Artie.
Well, Jim will appreciate that. They do a big Rolling Stone article about the Kansas City.
Ah, that was a great one, man.
Wait, what did you do?
They do a big Rolling Stone article about the cast.
I got
about
a good
the
one.
what? So the cast of Saturday Night Live.
Right, yeah.
And it's everybody kissing each other's ass. So they ask Norm about Chris Kattan, and it's after pages of "I've never seen someone do better character work." Norm's quote is, "He seems gay to me." He goes, "I've never met a guy who said he wasn't gay. He seems so gay." But I guess he says he's not gay, so whatever.
Hey,
I love that.
what about Norm MacDonald? You're at war with him as well. You two don't like each other.
Warring with Norm?
Here's what Norm said.
Oh, good.
I got it for you.
Another
All right.
one.
Chris and Norm MacDonald apparently hate each other. This is according to my notes. When Norm hosted Saturday Night Live, Chris did not appear on the show. Wow.
Wait, when was...
In November of '97.
Oh, right.
Norm said of Chris, "I don't know, but to me he seems gay."
Right.
He claims he's not, but I've never seen like a guy who's not gay seem so gay. I don't find him funny. What can I say? Never made me laugh. What happened between... First of all, I don't believe you're gay, are you? I know someone you
No,
dated.
I'm not gay.
Yeah, you dated.
And he's certainly
But it's
had
kinda-
to have laughed at you once or twice.
Right.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
a funny guy.
Right.
Well, that was the
I mean, your
Rolling
characters.
Stone
Some of your
article.
characters are effeminate, so maybe people will think you're
Right,
gay.
like Mango's, like, you know,
He's gay.
Queer as day.
Right. So
And yeah,
So is Norm a homophobe? Is that the problem? He doesn't like gay
definitely
characters?
think he has a problem with
But give me the history of this. I love feuds.
Okay, let's see. What is, I don't know
You
exactly.
didn't appear on the show for a reason. You just...
No. I don't. I just think I didn't get my sketches in. It wasn't like I'm not appearing in the show.
And when you're on Saturday Night Live, I've heard this before. When you say you didn't get your sketches in,
Yeah.
you have to write your own material. If you don't get it in, if
it doesn't pass muster.
then you're
Right.
not on the show.
Right.
Wow,
Yeah.
a lot of pressure.
Yeah, every week.
So do you have to hire separate guys to help you write material?
No.
No.
I mean they're there. There's there's people you write with normally. So
Right. Okay. Because I've
But,
heard some people don't help other people. You know.
no, some people don't.
Right.
But I'm not. Because I'm not exactly the easiest guy to write for, though. I'm not like. I'm not an everyman. I can't
Right.
be the boyfriend all the time. I'm more of a freak.
So why Norm MacDonald? I mean, Norm is an easygoing guy. I know Norm. Why the dislike? Something happened.
Well, let's see. When I first got on the show, he was so nice. He and Spade,
Right.
were just like so nice, and then I don't know what happened. He just started. Like
Disliking
Garth
you.
Brooks was, we did like a pitch meeting, and he started saying things in the pitch meeting like you don't want to do. Like Garth Brooks was a guest.
Yeah.
Was a guest. I was like, I'm sure you don't want to do another fag sketch.
All right.
Like things like that. People would laugh.
Oh, dear.
I was like, why is he saying
All
why
of
does
this.
it? And then it got kind of old, like, Jesus, Norm, you're like another...
And it makes you inhibited in a writing meeting if someone's goofing on you every time you open up your mouth, right?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't care because I'm not gay. If I was like, you know, some gay guy going, I don't want anyone to know that I'm just...
Right. And so the gay jokes kept going and going and going.
Yeah, the gay jokes kept going and going.
And then you finally said, hey, I've had it with you, Norm.
Well,
Did you ever confront him?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, but it's like a playful thing. He says it's like a Jack Benny, Fred Allen kind of a feud thing.
But you don't see it that way.
No, I think he's I don't know. But he this is what happened. We were on a flight together. We didn't plan on being together on the same flight. We were flying from LA back to New York to do Saturday Night Live, and it was a red eye. And he's behind me, and we're, getting along, whatever. He's talking about crapping on women, or I don't know what he was talking about. Something like that.
Yeah,
and it was funny because he was so loud,
right?
So everyone else could hear it. I'm like, I just crap on this girl.
Yeah.
And I'm like, laughing.
Right.
Because he's a funny guy.
Yeah.
And then I wake up, and, because it's a red eye, and one of my shoes is missing. And I was like, where's my shoe? And Norm's like, hey, you lost your shoe, huh? And then he leaves. And I'm like, so disoriented. And I'm the last guy in the flight looking for my shoe. And I just, walk off the plane with one shoe. And all the stewardesses like, you are funny.
Oh, no. So he stole your shoe.
He stole my shoe.
And he's playing goofs on you.
Right.
He's not respecting you.
Right.
Right.
And then I took his jacket on a really cold night.
Yes.
And his assistant called me at home going, I got to get Norm's jacket. Please get me Norm's jacket. And she was like freaking out.
Right.
I was like, no, this is between Norm and I.
You can't play in this game. Right. Chauncey Hayden, you're on the air.
Hey, Howard, how's it going?
All right.
I've interviewed Chris before. He's a good guy. Chris.
Thank you.
Is it not true that Jim Brewer, your former cast member, had a problem with you as well?
I think at one point he thought I stole an idea from him.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So, man, there's so much infighting. You got to admit.
But that's it, though.
Really?
That's not much for like 6 years.
With a lot of the cast members, and I think with Chris, do you remember that Rolling Stone cover came out, and they only put certain members of SNL on the cover?
Yeah, that was a big deal.
Didn't that cause a lot of strife inside?
Yeah, well...
Why, they only chose certain amount of people for the cover. It was you.
Right, it was Will, me, Molly Shannon, and Sherry O'Terry.
And you did the cover, and the rest of the cast felt like, hey, what are we, garbage?
What is this?
But why be mad at you?
It was because of our characters, too. It was like there was the cheerleaders.
You were the breakout guys.
Roxbury guys.
Right.
And Mary Catherine.
But aren't they mad or jealous because you guys broke out and they didn't? And don't they think that you should stick up for them and insist that they be on the cover as well? But you don't have that kind of juice.
No, what are we gonna?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's only makes sense that they would be on the cover, but what are we gonna do? I mean, Norm wanted to be. There's a big stink because he wanted to be on the cover
by himself.
Yeah.
Really?
No, I don't know if he wanted. No, he wanted to be
in that picture.
I don't know. He showed up later, and then he wanted to be. He wanted to stand in the middle of us.
And you said no.
Well, it was just like weird.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Why are you
like who are you?
Right here is like my variety show. What?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I guess he thought he was the guy. All right, Chauncey, thanks. All right. Artie Lang, go ahead.
Hey,
Howard,
what's up, man?
Yeah, hey, Artie.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, no, I like Chris. I think he's funny. But what he said before about that Rolling Stone cover is wrong.
All right, go. Artie's going to defend Norm, I guess.
Norm represents.
You might be wrong.
All right, go ahead.
No, it's just that, Chris made it sound like Norm showed up begging to get on the cover of Rolling Stone.
Oh, no, he wasn't begging. He was just, like, assuming he was on the cover with us.
Well, he was, though.
I know he was.
But he wanted to stand in the middle as well.
No. They were begging Norm to do it. And he thought it seemed weird.
He didn't want to do it.
Right. He thought it seemed weird to stand in the middle of all you guys.
Oh, that's true.
They definitely wanted Norm to be on the cover because at the time, I mean, he was the funniest guy on the show. Howard, you've said that a million times.
Right. I think Norm is hysterical.
He is. I already said that.
Yeah, and so does Chris.
But, I think Chris... he made it sound like Norm's begging to get on the cover of Rolling Stone.
No.
Said no.
Hey, Artie, do you know why Norm has such a problem with Chris?
No.
What is his problem?
I don't know. I wasn't there when they met or all that stuff happened.
He's never really...
Well, you are Mrs. Norm MacDonald.
Wait a minute, you weren't there during the shoot either, but you know all about that.
As a matter of fact, I was, because me and Norm had already done the movie, and I had lunch with his assistant. We went over there.
There you go,
Yeah,
Artie.
I can tell you, Howard, it's Christopher Walken. I hosted Saturday Night Live
Yes.
several times. I think Norm is just a funny guy. He came up to me one day and said, I'm a big fan. I said, what's your favorite movie? He said, Chris Kattan's a fag.
Really?
It had nothing to do with anything.
Oh, that's
I, for the
ridiculous.
record, have never heard Norm say that.
All right. Thank you, Artie.
All right, man.
Where are you today?
I'm in beautiful New Jersey.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow.
You want to hear?
Go ahead. Go ahead. No, you go.
We're on SNL one time, right? This is what Norm just didn't care about anyone. This a quick story. Pamela Anderson is on it. Every time a hot chick would come on, Kattan would go over the top to like, oh my God, you know, he'd write a sketch. We're gonna make out.
Right.
She's hot. She's with Tommy Lee Hammer. Back off.
Yeah, right.
Hey, come on. So he writes a sketch, and they do this sketch where it's the Twilight Zone when everyone's in pig face or something.
Right.
All right. So that's the goof. So me, Kattan, we're all in it, and Norm is the guy who's got to go, imagine if you will. Now, Norm doesn't read sketches, and he's a pro.
Right.
So he would rehearse it and go, hey, imagine if you will, second time, and Kattan would go, oh my God, you don't even sound like him. Why would you do that? And I would stand and go, Norm, you gonna hit him back? Like, you gonna say something to him? You just gonna take that from this guy? Now we go to a dress show, which has audience, and it's being filmed.
Right.
And again, he starts punking into Norm on the set.
Right.
He's going, oh my God, Norm, you gonna do it right? It's my only sketch.
Right, you don't sound like Rod Serling.
He's like, hey, imagine 10, 9, and we're on. And, hey, imagine if you will. And he knew the deal.
Right.
Now we go to air. And Norm still hasn't said nothing. Every time Kattan would say something to him, I'd look at Norm like, hey, man, you're my hero. What's up? Because if you're not going to say something, I will.
Right.
And sure enough, you know, he'd give me like a wink. I swear to you, he'd give me a wink. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Live Air comes on. And I'm like, 20 seconds to the Twilight Zone sketch. He starts up again. Where Mike, the whole audience is listening. He's like, oh, God, Kattan. Norm, you better sound like... Oh, God, Pamela, you're so hot. Norm, you gotta... Pamela, I can't wait if you ever get rid of... 10 seconds! Norm turns to Kattan. Right for his head, he goes, hey, Pamela, did Chris tell you he's gay yet? And he's got all this rage because he likes being gay. Everyone, why don't you just say you're gay and you wouldn't have all this anger and be a pester? 5 seconds! And you wouldn't have all this rage and try to interrupt everyone's sketch because you suck this week. And we're on! Imagine if you will. I'm like, there's my hero. There's my hero.
See, he knew to save it for the live air.
Saved it. He saved
nice.
it.
And Kattan sank.
I couldn't even get my words out.
Yeah, I didn't say what he said. He was saying he was being.
He was paraphrasing and being kind. What did you say?
Well, Chris is a great guy, but he used to bring around women all the time to the show, you know. Big, tall women, you know. Big bruisers, you know. And he'd say, look, I'm heterosexual. I mean, he wouldn't say that out loud, but that's what that would be the caption on the picture in the New Yorker. Boy, those are funny.
So it was something related to his sexuality.
Maybe. But listen, if I call a person gay, that ain't no insult.
It's a good thing nowadays.
Yeah, if you say it's an insult, you're the homophobe, not me.
Correct. Supreme Court says so.
That's absolutely. Would you care to hear my Anthony
Yeah, I want to hear. I want to hear.
From Sounds of the Lambs?
Yeah, I want to hear.
You be
your
the girl.
impression?
You be the girl.
Jodie Foster?
Yeah, just say something.
Who recently came out, right?
Yeah, but don't put that.
I'm not plugging that.
Okay, so just say it like you're. I'm
I'm
Hannibal the cannibal.
I'm Jodie Foster. I can't do Jodie.
No, just say any line.
Okay, Hannibal, you're terrible. What have you done to these innocent people?
Clarice, I don't know what you dream about, but I ate a guy.
That wasn't good at all. I thought I've never done it. Here's the problem. I've never done an impression of him.
Do one. Here's Jessica Biel from Flashdance.
Okay. So okay, Jessica.
Yeah.
Man, aren't you getting ready for your dance?
Yeah, I gotta go. I got a big thing tonight. It's like
Jennifer.
That my Jessica Biel and his Anthony Hopkins.
It was pretty close. They were pretty close. No, sometimes you think a good impression might come out. Did you ever do that?
What?
You go,
I didn't even hear what you said.
You go, man, I like this guy. I'll try him. Maybe it'll come out and sound like him. And then
it's the first time you try an impression. Like, maybe I could do Cary Grant.
Yeah.
I'm Cary. Nah, it didn't work out.
Didn't work
That scene that you guys.
Daryl, where's Daryl?
The scene that you
Here's
guys
my
just
Daryl.
did, the one that you just did.
Yes.
You did it a few times. So.
Yeah. Every time we try to mix it up a little, you know.
It's good to do it less than more.
Sometimes less is more.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes
it really is.
Sometimes more is more when you're talking about fat women, but less is more when it's acting.
Yeah, if you're talking about little women, it's better to talk more about them.
Yeah, less is less. With
talk
women,
less about heavier women.
But less is more in acting. But with big fat women, less is actually less. More is more. There's no hiding that.
It's true. Here's my impression of a big fat woman. Not very good.
Hey, fatty.
So how much longer are you guys going to be here?
What?
We're that's it.
Let's do a little from the sunshine.
We flew in for a half
Let's
hour.
do a little from the sunshine.
We're here for another week, I think.
But next year the sunshine was. You want to hear a little?
I don't know
sunshine
any
voice?
from the sunshine.
I don't know. Well, they said we could add a little bit off.
Yeah.
Hey, we got to get together, get back on the road again. See, do a vaudeville act.
I can't do that.
Why not?
Don't you see I got all this paperwork to do?
Yeah, you're balder than anything.
Wait a minute. If I weren't 70.
Ah.
Let's see. That's good. I got all this paperwork to do, and if I weren't 70.
Norm MacDonald said he used to, when he would hit on girls, he pretended he was drunk so he could act like an asshole. Because then they can't get mad because you're drunk. So if you do something inappropriate, they're like, well, he's a drunk guy. You got any more stories?
You guys see the Gilbert Gottfried when they?
I didn't see that documentary. No.
No. When Norm's there's some roast and Norm goes up and he just bombs on purpose.
Yeah.
And he goes, Gilbert Gottfried, if you see during this as a gentleman, go ahead and enter. I get very.
He goes, Cloris Leachman. They say she's over the hill, not in the car I saw her driving.
He said it in the roast?
Yeah.
That is a good one.
The whole crowd's like this. It's so funny.
No, he's bombing and he never cracked.
He never cracked. And he goes, Greg Giraldo, your eyes like a hawk. Something like a sparrow. Ladies and gentlemen, this man is for the birds.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then Norton said something like, he goes, watching.
It's so great.
Norton says something like, watching Norm do this is like watching Peter or Henry Fonda pick grapes. And Norm goes, that sounds very interesting. He didn't even fight back on that one when he was insulted.
Oh, God.
No, but you got to have balls to do that, right?
Oh.
To bomb on
Just
TV
commit to it.
in front of everybody.
It's committed.
And like he said, he didn't fucking wink.
Yeah, but where do you think you get that from? Being Canadian?
Norm, he's just like that. No, Canadians
but
aren't like that.
To bomb on TV?
Yeah.
He was doing it for the other comics. He was doing it for them. He wasn't.
No, but they weren't even laughing because they were the jokes were so bad. That was not. But, they would cut to the comics and they were just looking. I mean, they were laughing, but not like. It was still like an awkward laugh.
I think.
I say you can't teach somebody that.
And then Howard Stern goes the next day. I didn't really think it was that funny. And Artie goes, do you know the balls it took? Howard goes, why does it take balls? And Artie goes, because it is like you wouldn't get it. And he did it anyway.
Yeah.
Now it's like, no.
It's true. It's true. You got it. Everyone's gonna take it the wrong way.
Yeah, those 9 people in the back of the room that are just side splitting.
Yeah, but even when they
took balls,
even when they cut to other comics, the comics were still like, "What is he doing?" You know,
Yeah,
they thought he was setting up something, but he never set up anything. There was no punchline.
He just hit him with zinger after zinger.
He just kept doing like bad. It was something that you would write.
Susie Essman thinks says she's a vegetarian. I don't know. From what I seen tonight, she's full of baloney.
I mean, you can't. You got to be born with that. You can't do that. Nobody can do that.
No, Norm is the only one.
You can't have balls like
Norm's
that.
the only guy that could make it that funny too.
Yeah, people said Letterman and balls. Letterman didn't have any balls compared. I mean, to do it on TV, he would like take chances, but that's in a studio. No. This is bombing in front of your peers and
literally strutted up there like he had all the fucking holding all the cards. And that he committed Just like I got this fucking his joke, like he's on a 1971 fucking
and no
roast.
cards or anything. Just
because you think he's
imagine
setting
over the
something
hill,
up. You think he's
Cloris
setting up some
Leachman.
big thing.
Yeah.
Says she's over the hill. Not in the car I saw her driving.
They weren't even good puns. I mean, they were good puns in the
just
sense of like
genius. It's
how
just-
when you
can't
go,
touch
what
it.
am I gonna? How do you write a bad pun? It's not
But
that
how about
simple.
the fact that instead of just going, he's for the birds, he goes, this, ladies and gentlemen, this guy's for the birds.
He throws up like 3 types of birds. Like, he takes his
But he
time.
goes, ladies and gentlemen, like, I finally figured out what the fucking problem. It was so.
Who was that for Geraldo?
Yeah.
Were you there?
No.
You just
I
saw
watch
it.
it and I go, holy fuck. I knew immediately because I know him. He does that shit, he's so funny.
No, but Bob has a beautiful face like a flower. Yeah, cauliflower. No offense, but your face looks like a cauliflower. No, there are times when Bob has something on his mind, when he wears a hat. With no thoughts at all, just a hat. Bob, you have a lot of well-wishers here tonight, and a lot of them would like to throw you down one, a well. They want to murder you in a well. Seems a little harsh, but apparently they want to murder you in a well. It says here on this card. And Bob is not very worldly. He thinks the English Channel is a British TV station and not a body of water separating England and France. And Bob isn't the biggest sports fan. I don't think I'm telling any tales out of school. I took him to a ball game, and he came toting a double-barreled shotgun. You remember that? I said, what the H is that for? Bob said, I heard the Lions were playing the Tigers. You remember that?
Yeah.
NORM MACDONALD, God bless you. Watching your set was like watching Henry Fonda pick blueberries.
Why, I don't think there's a person in here that would not love to watch Henry Fonda pick blueberries.
Yeah. Like his other thing that he does is he'll just fucking flip it on you. He does it all the time. It's so funny. We'll be like, what? You're saying you want you're homophobic? He's like, no, I was saying this guy's homophobic. What? You have a problem with, like, you just twist me, and it's great with like politically correct type people. 'Cause
Yeah.
he flips it on them.
No, he did that to me when I worked on his sports show.
Oh yeah, you know him well. Yeah.
I gave him a ride. Then I was staying at Neil's house. Then they're like 2 blocks away in Santa Monica. So Norm goes, it's Friday night. We have off Saturday. Norm goes, you want to come up? I go, no. I go, because I think he's tricking me. Because if I say yeah, then I'm gay.
Yeah.
So I go, no, I don't want to come up. So I go up. He eventually talks me into going up. It's awkward. So then I leave. Then when we go back to work, he goes, yeah. Then Brennan drops me up. He goes, can I come up? I'm like, what do you want to come up for? He goes, I want to see. I want to see your apartment. I go, the guy must be queer. Like he goes to the whole thing. He's like the boss. He's my boss, so I have to let him tell the story. You know? I can't interrupt him.
So funny. Yeah.
No, it's classic. I didn't know that was one of his
he's
classic
great
maneuvers.
at that kind of stuff.
You say you're homophobic.
No, he'll do it with anybody. I mean, we went shopping one time when we were doing the movie in Boston, and then the guy's like, he goes, I need to buy jeans. He just walks in and just announces, I need to buy jeans. Like, it's a store full of jeans, but he acts like, it's a fucking, whatever the jean store is. Yeah. And he acts like, I need jeans. And then the guy's like, well, sure. What size do you like? He goes, and so-and-so. He goes, all right, just go in the back of the booth. What? Go back there and you want me to take my pants off? Look at this guy. And he starts telling all the other customers, this guy just told me to go in the back and take my pants off. I just came here to buy clothes. This guy wants me to go in the back and just take your pants off. I'm in my underwear.
Was he was saying that was somebody there with him, or was just?
I was with him.
Oh,
the whole store's laughing, but it's like,
oh my
what?
God.
He just causes a fucking ruckus.
That's classic.
Scientists in Africa have discovered the oldest known human ancestor, born 4.4 million years ago. Although unearthed only days ago, he is already engaged to Anna Nicole Smith. Texas millionaire J. Howard Marshall may have died 2 months ago, but as we see here, he and wife Anna Nicole Smith can still enjoy a romantic evening at home. Former Playboy centerfold and Guess jeans model Anna Nicole Smith collapsed this week after she suddenly realized that she actually had sex with this guy. And finally, in entertainment news, ex-Playboy centerfold Anna Nicole Smith has filed for bankruptcy. And saddest of all, she slept with this guy for nothing.
I forgot. I found something about that sort of topical because it was just Halloween and my pumpkin is sitting out on the stoop.
Yes.
A week after Halloween, you know.
So
it's all
it's still
shriveled and
applicable.
wrinkled. And today, Anna Nicole Smith dated it. So. But Anna Nicole Smith, she's a great gal.
Yes.
But she does like the older fellas.
Uh-huh.
And, Anna, where there's a will, there's a wake. I don't know. This seems now that one seems tasteless.
Who do you think is attractive?
I like Anna Nicole Smith.
Oh, stop
come on.
it. You're full.
You don't like her?
Come on.
You don't like Anna Nicole Smith?
Come on, she's gotten heavy. He's putting me on.
No, I'm not.
I
saw a picture of her recently where she was really, really fat, where she didn't look good.
Right, but you're talking about years ago when she was thin. Oh, okay.
Not that long ago. Yeah, a couple of years ago.
So you like big breasts?
Yeah, I like big breasts.
Does your wife have big breasts?
She has normal size breasts.
What, C cups?
I don't know. I hear you talking about those. I don't follow those.
You're in bad shape. Do you like Sally Struthers too?
Oh, I did.
You
yeah.
did, right? Yeah, that's your type.
Oh my
like
God,
blonde
I
and
love
buxom.
Sally Struthers.
Not anymore though.
What?
Well, you don't like her anymore.
No, I don't like her with the flies around her.
It's kind of a turn off.
Guys, what's up, man? Hi. Yeah, man, it's live. It's Saturday night. You guys have a bunch of twinkly things. They didn't tell me everything before I got out here. They didn't tell me that there would be twinkling things. But I can deal with it. But no, listen. I was, it harkened me back listening to the beautiful speaking, like, you know, because I remember that, you know, it's 8 o'clock, and do you know where your children's at and stuff? And it harkened back to me, because a half hour earlier, I was saying the same thing. I was in the restaurant. I was like, 7:30, man. Anybody know where my pork chop is? You ever try to get a pork chop at this joint? I mean, you guys like pork? You don't like pork? Call yourself Americans? No, listen. I'll tell you something about this restaurant. I don't know about in here if you get special stuff, but where I was eating, I asked for a Coca-Cola because that's my favorite drink, you know. I go, hey, man, can I have a Coca-Cola? And they say, we don't got that. We got Pepsi-Cola. I was like, oh. And this is a new thing that's happening, I've noticed, across the country. I'd like to get to the bottom of it because Coca-Cola is a delicious drink. And oftentimes, you go to a town, you go, hey, man, where do I go to get a Coke? And they're like, yeah, not here, fella. You know? They have their towns that Pepsi has somehow, even though Coke, and people, see, they think in their minds, they think that if your favorite drink in the entire world is Coca-Cola, then your second favorite drink will be Pepsi-Cola, which is flawed reasoning. Actually, if your first favorite drink is Coca-Cola, your least favorite drink is Pepsi-Cola. That's how it works. And you can tell they're kind of ashamed. You got a Coke? They're like, nah, Pepsi. They give you a lot of that. Is that okay? So you go, no, I don't want that. What else you got? You got any other soda? And then when they got the Pepsi, they always have these weird other sodas. They go, oh, yeah, we got different. We got, you like root beer? We got that. And you're like, well, I'm not 8. I don't know. We got Diet Pepsi. What are you even asking me that? I just said. We got Sierra Mist. Oh, I'm glad, man. I'm glad you brought that up. I was going to ask, but I didn't dare, because every time I go, they don't have it. But that's my favorite drink. You go to a restaurant, you go, hey, here's the whitefish. What do you want with that? Got any Sierra Mist? Give me that. What? No Sierra Mist. What kind of hen house horse shit is this? Trying to run a joint here? What kind of business? Honey, get your coat. I'll get the car. I'll bring the car around. You get your coat. No, Sierra Mist. Can you believe these characters? Kind of a. But no, I had a pork. I had a nice, delicious piece of pork, a pork chop, Pork, I don't know. I don't think it's that good for you, but I like it. I'm pretty sure it's not good for you because it's a pig. But I like it. Anything with a snout, I don't think you're supposed to eat. I think that may be in the scriptures. I'm not sure, but I recall something about that. My doctor has me on a snoutless diet right now. He says I got to exercise every day, aerobics and latissimus dorsi, all that shit, get my back and everything, and then no snouts. But no, my friend, let me tell you something. My friend, who is a vegetarian, she's a girl, like all vegetarians are, and you don't mean a lot of dudes, But anyway, she was talking to me about the vegetarianism stuff, right? Now, have you ever had this experience where you think something's right your whole life, and then in a moment, in a flash, you realize you've been wrong about everything you've ever believed ever. Not everything, but that one thing. By the way, if you ever wake up and you realize you've been wrong about everything in your entire life, that's not a good day, man. You may as well go down to the rope store and buy yourself a length of rope. Then go down to the stool store, get yourself a nice stool. Then you go over to the notepad store, you buy yourself a notepad. Then you get a pen. You only really need 4 things. And must be hard to write those notes. Why am I supposed to write it on this little thing? Everything that drove me to end my life? I don't know where to start. But anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah, pork. No, because my friend, who's a vegetarian, this girl, she was telling me, we always argue because she's a vegetarian and I am not a vegetarian, and so she has her opinions and I have my opinions, and I realized that her opinions are actually stronger than my opinions. Like she'll say to me, she goes, "You can't eat
animals because they're God's creatures too. You know what I mean? And you shouldn't destroy another creature of our great God just so that you could have a frivolous meal that would not be necessary. You can't extinguish the life of a, And then I go, I like pork. That's my. So that's not a good argument at all. So anyways, the upshot of it is that people can change, thank God, through the glory of God, people can come to changes in life. And I am now a vegetarian, so that's nice, Thank you very much. I'm not a strict vegetarian, I eat meat, but I am a vegetarian, but not a strict one. I only eat meat. You know what I don't like is vegetables. I can't eat those. I can't stand eating vegetables. So in the strictest term, strictest use of the word, strict, I'm not a strict vegetarian. But you know what she does, my friend that is a vegetarian? She makes this thing every Thanksgiving. I don't know if you've ever eaten this. It's called a tofurkey. Tofu. It's an unwieldy word. No one likes to hear it. But it's a turkey, but it's not really a turkey. Sounds like a turkey because it's got a lot of the same letters. But what they do is they take tofu, you see, and then they fashion it into the countenance of a turkey. Which doesn't fool me. And also, I don't understand why she does it on account of she's making it into the thing that she doesn't want to eat in the first place. That seems... I would not do that, Like I'm against cannibalism, As you all know, as any of you know that follow me on the Google space, WW. I have gone across this country with my anti-cannibal stance, talking to people from one side of this great nation to the other. Every year I put my toe in the Pacific and I travel this great land with my anti-cannibal message. Mostly the young people. I try to educate the young people. I go to the schools and I go, listen. You might think that you're going to be the cool guy because you eat a dude friend of yours, And maybe you will for a couple of years, Maybe you'll be the big man on campus. Oh, that's Jim. He ate a fella. But there's more to it than that. No, I use my time for you know what I do? I do a lot of charity work for things that people, I don't like arguing with people, where they have another opinion than me. So what I do is I pick very popular opinions, and then I work for those people. Like, for instance, there was, the landmine big thing? Princess Diana, one of the greatest people who ever lived, she was against landmines. So tragically, she died, before her landmine crusade really got rolling, And of course, it was a terrible tragedy and everything like that.
And then she died, and I am, hey, how about this? Remember when she died, and then Elton John wrote that song for her, but it was the same song that he wrote for Marilyn Monroe? It seems like kind of a jip. But the king's like, hey, man, you wrote a song for my daughter? I don't know if there's a king. You wrote a song for Princess Diana? Yes. Well, you already? She just died an hour ago. Yeah, I wrote it. I wrote it. And here it is. She lived her life like a candle in the wind. Wait a minute. It sounds like that song you wrote about Marilyn Monroe. Well, it's a little bit. Some of the same words. Why'd you do that? Because they're similar when you think about it. Come on. Marilyn Monroe, she was taking crazy drugs and promiscuous, running around. Man, you never knew if she was going to live or die. She's just living her life crazy like a candle in the wind, And Princess Di, she lived in a castle. But, they're sort of the same. They were blonde. I got to go. But anyways, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, that I am very against landmines. So I will go and I will make, I'll go to protests, and I'll have that big sign that says, no more landmines. Because if you don't know about landmines, hey, you're educating me about stuff tonight. I'll educate you a little about landmines, because there's many different causes, And landmines are terrible. What they are is they put them underneath the earth, and then you step on them, and they blow you up. So I go there, and I protest against them. And what's fun about it is there's very few counter-protesters. There's a couple of guys out there, but clearly these guys are in the pocket of the, big landmine companies in this country. I don't mean to get all Bill Maher on you or anything, but if you think that the landmine companies in this country care about you, the little person, they don't care about you. They care about blowing you up when you're not expecting it. That's how they make their money. No. But, no, I was going to say about, she makes this tofu. And what I was going to say was that as a anti-cannibal guy, it would never occur to me to do the same thing as she does with her tofurkey. I would not take all my delicious cheese sandwiches and fashion them into the shape of some old rotting corpse of some dude and then eat that. That would make it at least less tasty than the cheese sandwich itself, to me. But listen, it's easy to go around saying, hey, I'm against cannibalism. Oh, I'm anti-cannibalism. Look at me. I'm better than everybody else, I know it's easy to say because I say it every day to people. But actually, when you think about it, you don't really know how you're going to, how your cannibalism beliefs are going to stand up under when it comes up. Because you'll notice in life, cannibalism rarely comes up. There's always some cheese sandwiches around you can find, But what about when you're in the Andes? Well, then all bets are off. You have to wrestle with your conscience because you're in the Andes. I don't even know why people go to the Andes, but they do. They go, hey, listen, travel agent, me and the wife, Ruth, Ruth, we're going, we got to get away from the kids again this year. We got to go to Island. We were hoping something on the other side of the Andes. Anything you got there? We just want to relax, lay on a hammock or something, and we want to go to a nice place that is separated from where we are now by the Andes. And Got any small planes? We like flying in small aerofoils. In the dead of winter. You got anything like that? And they're like, yeah. So you get on the plane, and 20 minutes later you crash into a mountain, because everyone knows it's on the boarding pass. It says, layover, a mountain. So you crash into the mountain, and then, you gotta wrestle with your conscience, because, you're down there, and the guy in 24E is looking pretty delicious. And so days turn into weeks, and weeks turn into months. Months, you know how time works, right? I don't have to explain everything. Then becomes now. So and then you have to wrestle with your conscience because you're like, my conscience. And your conscience is very, if you don't want to wrestle with your conscience because, So, although it's not as hard as wrestling with an actual wrestler. I find. If you have your choice between wrestling with your conscience and wrestling with a professionally trained wrestler, I'd take the conscience because it doesn't even have arms. And for wrestling, the headlock is the biggest move. If you don't have arms. So anyways, you're wrestling with your conscience and you're like, oh man, should I eat that guy in 24E? I don't know. He looks pretty good, but I don't think it's right and all this stuff. And then time goes on and you get, and instead of just acting right away, which would probably be the smarter thing, you wait way too long and months pass and then you go crazy and then you go after Frank, that's his name, in 24E, and you're just, you're so hungry now, you're tearing into him, you're like, Frank, blood all over you and everything, Anyways, and that's the last, and this is what you don't want to happen at that point, is for the rescue plane to come over at that very moment, Well, you're like, what the? They're like, we have hamburgers and hot dogs here on the plane. And delicious cheese sandwiches, everything you want here. You're like, what? It's a lot of snow. Oh, Lord God. Let me get a drink of this water. You like water? It's better than that Pepsi shit. Ow. Water's good for you. What about guys? You ever just have guys that have their favorite water? They're like, Fiji, that's what I drink. Water, Fiji water. It's the most tasteless, colorless water of all. This one has 0 fat, like I'm a retard. Like I wouldn't be able to detect globules of fat in my water. It's cyanide free. No, but listen, man. I'm not afraid of no monsters, we spend, when you think about it, man, we spend most of our adult life petrified of monsters, And I'm just I'm saying enough, man. I'm not gonna live under the tyranny of these monsters that walk among us, If they get me, they get me. And some of them I don't even know what's so scary about them. Like now they got a movie I've seen, Wolfman, which is very scary, right? A Wolfman, they got a movie, and it's like a werewolf. I think it's exactly the same. I'm not sure. I haven't studied it close enough. But I believe, if a wolf man came at you and stuff, you went, werewolf. People wouldn't go, it's a wolf man, you idiot. But My point is this. I am not afraid of a wolf man or a werewolf because when you think about what they are, they're half man and half wolf. So therefore, I am only half afraid of them as I am of a wolf. And there's no movie called The Wolf. See, if you got a wolf man, half the time he's a man. You can reason with him. Yeah? You can sit down, have a cheese sandwich. But a wolf, man, you can't reason with a wolf. A wolf only wants to eat you. So I'm not afraid of a werewolf. I'm not afraid of ghosts. They don't scare me, you know? Not at all. I mean, I don't want to say I'm invulnerable to fear, but they simply don't frighten me. You know? First of all, what do? You know? They just go, which that's not that scary to me. Yeah? And then they're invisible. They're like, and you're like, what? You're invisible. You can put your hand through them. That kind of a person never frightens me. You know the kind of guys that frighten me? You ever meet those guys where you can't put your hand through them? I don't care for those fellas. But when I can put my hand through them, doesn't scare me in the least. This is how unscary they are. I was at a hotel a couple of weeks ago. In the lobby, they were saying they were bragging about there was a ghost in the hotel. You know, how scary can that be? You know what I mean? They're like, every night, Mary with the blue dress. That was her nickname. She was murdered, and she hangs around the bed. You know what I mean? And she'll come over, and so beware, because Mary with the blue dress. Which was her nickname, which was an odd nickname, because you'd think her nickname would be Mary the Ghost. You know. When they came time to pick out her nickname, you know, I think they were like, oh. They go, hey, what do you notice about Mary that makes her distinctive? We got to come up with a nickname for her. I know she wears a lot of blue dresses. She seems to have an affinity toward blue dresses. You're talking about Mary, right? The transparent lady? So I would call her Mary the Ghost. And anyways. And all they seem to do is complain, these ghosts. You ever know that? And I was like, I can't. Everything's wrong. They're never happy or nothing, you know? They're like, something bad happened to me. And if I don't get it cleared up, I have to travel all through the world in pain and sorrow, you know? And then I'm like, well, I do too. What the hell? At least you get to walk through walls and stuff. You get to do cool stuff. I think I'll have some more water. I love water. You know, I used to do news on Saturday Night Live, and sometimes people think I know something about news. That's the funny part, because I don't know anything about news. And, I'll watch it on the TV, and I don't know what they're talking about, you know. And but I watch it all the time, you know. I'll turn on the TV, and then they go, welcome, the deficit. And I go, ha, ha, ha. I've heard that word before. Yeah, that's about all I know. But I watch it. You don't have to know about everything, you know. When I was young, you didn't have to know about anything. Now you have to know about everything. Everybody got an opinion and stuff. Yeah. You're supposed to know about every single... One guy asked me a couple weeks ago, he goes, Norm, how do you feel about stem cell research? I was like, me? I tell you what, why don't I go to scientist school for 10 years, and then I'll come back here to this very spot, and I'll tell you what those 3 words mean. I don't know. I don't know. That's mostly my answers. And a lot of people don't know. Like you'll see on if you ever watch the news, you ever see the news? It's on at 6. they show the news, right? And they'll have a question. And a lot of people don't know, just like me. They'll have a question. They'll show a pie chart. So they'll say, does President Barack Obama deficit reduction, question mark, something like that. And then they show a pie chart, so you go, oh, man, that looks like a pie. You get happy. And then they have like it cut up, and they'll say like 47% yes, 48% no, 5% I don't know. So that's like me, There's no shame in that. No shame at all. Well, I phone them every time there's one of those things on CNN, like one of those polls. I phone up. I want to get on that pie chart. I phone up. I go, hello, excuse me. Is this the TV? Yeah, you just asked me a question. I don't know. How the hell am I supposed to know? I didn't even understand most of the words in the question. What's that cost? $1.50? Is that what it said at the start of it? Excellent. All right. I better get on that pie chart. I'll tell you that. I'm not a guy to throw away 12 bits on, on nothing, to tell you be quite honest with you. Nothing. Oh, look at that. So, I don't know a lot about stuff, Like sometimes when I go to parties and stuff, because everybody got opinions and stuff like that, what I'll do is I go to parties not to talk opinions with people and elevate myself or anything like that. I go to parties to try to get me some free sandwiches, because I find at parties often you can find, if you look, cheese sandwiches for free. And often what they do is they'll put other stuff in it. You have to take it out, so you just get the cheese. But whatever, it's free. And but the other people I notice, they go there to converse and talk of the issues of the day and so forth like that at the parties. And I don't like that kind of stuff, So I tried, and I don't know anything. See what I mean? So what I'll do is before I go to the party, I just turn on the TV, on one of them channels with news. And then there's a guy with a suit and a tie. I just say whatever he says. I'll say that at the party. And it usually works. I'll just go to the party and everybody will be yapping. They'll be like, deficit and health care, trillion, billion. Then I go, yeah. Hey, I got an opinion. Listen to this now. I blame the media. Because the media is not entirely without fault when you think about it. I mean, you can't just completely say that the media is. Anybody seen them sandwiches? A fellow over there was telling me there were sandwiches where they cut the crusts off and they're in triangles. Fellow over there. And he said they had toothpicks with frilly toothpicks in them. None he is. Not a single one he is. All right, fair enough. But I have a thing, I have a thing where I can judge guys that are at my own smartness level. You know what I mean? Because I don't know if you ever got caught talking to a smart guy. You ever have that happen to you? That's not a lot of fun. Like you're at a party and you're at that kitchen part where there's that big square thing. I don't even know what it is, but you're all standing around. And then there's 5 of you and 3 of you leave, and it's just you and the smart guy. And the guy's got a pipe or something. He's like, anyway, how about that leader from the foreign country? What about his name? You're like, I'm going to go ahead and look for them sandwiches. But I'm coming back to talk to you. I'm not running away, if that's what you think. I'm not going to run out that side door right over there and run full speed down the street. I don't think that. No. So what I do, I have a very good, I can go to my own, you know what I mean? The people that are at my smartness levels. So if I'm in a party, right, I can go right into the party and immediately, like they say gay guys have gaydar, they can sense other gay people. I'm like that with guys of my dumb level. I can walk out, I can just go, immediately I'll say, hey, I bet I can keep up with that guy over there. Then I make a beeline over for that character. And then we talk about, Jughead comics or something for a while. I don't know. We have a grand old time. And I try to pocket a couple of cheese sandwiches and take off. But it's hard to talk to anybody just in regular life, I don't know how to do it, especially like one-on-one, like talking, It's so hard with people, like my friend was saying, you got to listen. That's the most important thing in a conversation. Listen to the person that's talking to you. But that's not enough, because eventually that other guy will stop talking. I'm good at that part. But, and then you go, oh, sorry, I forgot to think of something to say there. You keep talking, and the next time you stop, I'll say something. So you got to do two things at once. So you got to listen to the guy, everything he's saying, plus anything he says that you may know something about, you got to keep that in your head for when he stops talking. You know what I mean? So maybe he's yapping, and all of a sudden he mentions Fonzie or something like that, right? So then, in the back of your head, you go, hey, wait a second, I know something about Fonzie. So as this idiot stops talking, I'll say my Fonzie thing. Excellent. Excellent. Doodly-doo, doodly-doo. Doodly-doodly-doo. Ah. Peace. So this is what it feels like, huh? Doo-doo-doodly-doo. And then maybe the guy changes the subject. You're like, whoa, 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 whoa! Hold on a second there. Wait a minute. No, it's interesting what you're saying now. It's interesting. Hey, but what about then? Remember then? It was earlier than now? You were talking about Fonzie. Yeah, anyways. Interesting thing about Fonzie is this. It's not his real name. Arthur Fonzarelli. That's a true fact, man. You could Google that up on the W. All right, you talk for a while now. It goes on from there. But I don't know. The news, some of the news I understand, but that news isn't real news, you know what I mean? It's just odd, crazy, like Tiger Woods, who's still in it, in this tournament, which is depressing for me because I like Tiger and stuff. And then, Tiger victimized himself, first of all, his family, but and all these women and everything. But he also victimized the golf fan, me. You know what I mean? The guy, I believed in him and I trusted him, and so it was kind of sad for me because I don't care if a guy wants to lie down with ladies and stuff like that. I understand that's a thing guys like to do, but I don't like hypocrisy. You understand what I'm saying? I don't like a hypocrite. And to me, Tiger, when I was watching him, he always presented himself to me as a golfer. I always thought he was a great golfer. I watched him my whole, life. And he'd be in the sand hitting it out, and then the golf ball would come real close, you know what I mean, to the hole. And then he'd put it in and go like that and everything. So I was all happy. I go, man, that guy's a golfer. People would ask me, who's Tiger Woods? I go, he's a golfer. Right? Now, I had no idea he was leading this double life where by day he was a golfer and by night he was laying down with ladies. Otherwise, I never would have bought the Buick. Now I'm driving around a Buick, people snickering at me and stuff, Whatever. No, but he's a sex addict, and that's a hard one. I imagine that's a tough one to kick. Wouldn't that be the worst? Like those meeting, like a sexaholic. What if they have those meetings? What do they call them? They always say aholic. It only really works with alcohol. Like sex, AA, for sex. That would be a weird. I don't know how that would go. But if you haven't had sex for like a year or something, and then you don't want to hear about some guy's relapse. Guy's like, I've been weak. Oh no, you don't have to tell us. I met her in a bar. She was gorgeous. Please. You have to hug the guy. That's too bad. Oh, that's terrible. Well, we all, whatever. But I don't even know if sex, I don't even know if that's a thing. I don't know, It's weird to me because if you're an addict, if you're a heroin addict, you're addicted to heroin. The more heroin you do, the more addicted you are. Booze addict, you're addicted to booze. More booze you do, bigger addict you are, So to me, if you're a sex addict, let's say, sometimes you meet these guys like, hey, man, this guy's 70 years old, and he's been married since he was 20. Still happy, still have a healthy sex life, still has sex with his wife, every week or so, Then wouldn't you think, that guy's a sex addict? He is a sex addict to such a degree that he's willing to have sex with a 70-year-old lady. That's hitting bottom there, If you're going around getting a whole bunch of different ladies, that's not a sex addict. That's just a beautiful lady addict. I don't know what you call that. But if you're willing to just anything at all, just whatever's beside you after 50 years, you're like, I don't even like you anymore, but or whatever they do. Whatever noise they make. But I don't like those news stories that's scary either, man. That's why I don't like watching the news no more. Because when I was a kid, just news stories be real stuff, like about the world or whatever. But now they'll have little personal stories that have nothing to do with nobody, and they present it as the news, and then you don't want to see them, And I noticed the latest one, they all seem to have, the show will open the news, and there'll be a guy with a suit and a tie, so he's a newsman. And he goes, hey, our top story tonight, a lady has vanished. And you're like, oh, yeah? And they go, yes, she's gone. Yeah, oh, yeah? Do I know her? No. You never heard of her, but we're going to tell you about her. We got Bill. He's on the outside. They have one guy inside, one guy outside. Bill, what's going on? And then Bill's outside. He's like, the lady vanished. Her name was Janice, and nobody can find her hiding her hair of her car. Was found in the car is fine. It's in the Burger King lot, but we can't find a lady. All right, back to you. And, so then you're at home, you go, well, I don't give a damn on account I never knew her in the first place. How can I possibly care? As a matter of fact, I'm happy it's her and not someone I know. So, but then they go, we'll tell you about it. You go, no, that's cool, I don't really want to know. But they can't help themselves, They go, here she, oh, hey, Bill, you still outside? And he's like, yeah, of course. And they go, we understand you have some friends, a Janice, to tell you about? Yes, we've been talking to some of her friends anyways. Turns out she's a good lady. Breaking news, Janice was a good lady. And we got some of her friends here going to talk about it. And then they show a lady and says, Janice's friend. And she says, oh, Janice, man, she was the greatest. She was the kind of person where you could walk into a room and she would light up the whole room. It was amazing. She didn't have a light or nothing like that. She would just somehow, through sheer tyranny of will, she could make a room light up. Some of us thought it was supernatural, but And then this is other Janice's friend. Oh, Janice. She was the type of lady I remember that you could always turn to. You know how sometimes you want to turn your neck, you know, because you're having troubles. You want to, you know, or your neck hurts, whatever. But when you turn, the person you most want to see in your eye line would be Janice, you know. And then, if say Janice's other friend that wasn't one of the first two. Well, Janice, she's the kind of person you could be talking to your best friend the whole world, you know. And then Janice comes in and goes, "Screw you, I'm talking to Janice." You know, you go over to Janice. She's a better person than you. It's Janice. And so then at home you start to get invested in Janice. You start liking her. You know what I mean? And every day they show you more about Janice, you know, and they show different home videos of her, and you're like, "Hey, honey, look! Oh, I like that hat she's wearing. She's eating a piece of pizza," you know. And you start really liking her, you know. You go, "Ah, man, that lady's nice. I'd like to meet her one day. That'd be, oh, I forgot she vanished. Oh, well, they'll find her. I'm sure of it." Then you get hope, you know, and all you can think about is Janice. You know? Your feverish dreams are commanded by Janice's spirit, you know? You can't even think right, you know? And every day you're turning on the news, man, what's going on with Janice? And they keep going, telling, you know, and things progress, you know, and Bill's still outside, and he's like, "We're still looking. It's been 3 weeks now, but as we speak, everyone's combing the woods behind me as we speak." And then you're at home. You're, "Oh no, not the woods." You don't like to hear that. Nothing good ever happens in the woods. I've seen enough of these stories to realize that Janice is not going to come bounding out of the woods anytime soon. It's like, "Hey, what's going on, everybody? I was just taking a stroll through the woods. What's going on? Why are you taking pictures of me anyway? What's going on?" Now, if they find you in the woods, generally, they find you in one spot. As a matter of fact, exclusively, every time, if you're found in the woods, you're found in a shallow grave. That's the way it works. I don't know why, but I've seen enough Bill Curtis specials to know that shallow grave is where you want to end up. Certain things you don't want on your death certificate. One would be shallow grave. Massive. You wouldn't want to see that on your death certificate, the word massive. Or maybe you would. I don't know. Maybe that'd be a good one. What about complications? That's the one that always confused me. I'm like, what the fuck? You go, "Hey, Doc, would my dad die again?" It's complicated. It's complications. He died from them. Well, how'd that work? You told me it was going to be a simple operation. Yeah, we thought it was. You're not a doctor, are you? It looks simple in the book. But once we cut him open, man, a lot of red stringy stuff in your dad. Very complicated when you get in there, really. Well, anyways, goodbye. So, yeah, you don't want to see shallow grave in any of your, you know, in any of the Fourth Estate's account on your being dispatched. So, and also, doesn't it seem a little rash, a shallow grave, you know? Like after all their planning, these serial killers, they're supposed to be so cunning, you know, so diabolical according to the TV movies I've seen. And doesn't it seem a little rash at the end that all of a sudden it's just shallow grave, you know? It's just, wouldn't you think they'd go to a little, yeah? There's like, there you go, a couple of leaves and a twig. That doesn't look like Janice. I don't remember Janice having twigs and leaves all over. Nobody will find her. A Boy Scout ain't going to stumble over her tomorrow morning, I know that much. I'm going home and await the authorities. And then they go home. Now, I would, if I ever did that, and I would never slaughter and kill a woman. I want you to know that. I know I say that now. Who knows? You know. Can't predict the future, but I know there's not a river long enough that does not contain a bend. But I believe right now I would not slaughter a woman. And maybe it's just vanity talking. You know, the scriptures say that man is mostly vanity. But in my vanity, I do not believe I would do it, you know. But if I did do it, if I somehow snapped, because who would ever know, I would plan it out. I'd be very, very careful about it, you know. I would track the lady, you know. Because you know, there's still a stigma, even in today's enlightened society, when you slaughter a lady. So I would track the lady. You understand? I would find out. This is what you got to do. You got to find out her habits. You know, like maybe you go, "Hey man, I know she goes to that cheese sandwich store every day, and when she comes back, she's got a big paper bag of stuff. I bet you ain't there's cheese sandwiches in there." Eh? So then you put that up in your head. Lady likes cheese sandwiches. It's one piece of information. But you take your time, you know. Then you notice, you see another pattern. You go, hey, every Wednesday night, that lady goes down to the gymnasium and plays basketball with other ladies, which is fine nowadays. So, what I would do is I would stand outside of the gym, you know, and she'd come out there all sweaty with a ridiculously tricolored ball, you know, and she'd be finished her game, and then where would I be? I'd be standing at the other side of the parking lot, and in my hand, what do you think would be resting but a cheese sandwich, right? So then she'd go, hey, what's in your hand? I go, what, nothing? She'd go, yeah, there's something in your hand. I go, there's nothing in my hand. I don't know what you're talking about. She'd go, there's something in your hand. I'm not blind. I see something in your hand. I go, there's nothing in my, oh yeah, this. Oh no, it's just a cheese sandwich. What, why, you like them or something? I got a whole bunch in that van over there. Yeah, that craziest looking van you've ever seen in your life. It's right over there. You want to go there? You want to go get some? And by the way, if you ever do this, and I don't think you ever should, you don't have to have cheese sandwiches in the van. You know, unless you're proud of your detailed work or something like that. I don't want you to go, if you're a frugal serial killer, I'm the last that would advise you to throw away all kinds of money on cheese and double the amount on bread, you know? Should bread and cheese cost the exact same amount of money? But anyways, I would plan it out. That's what I'm saying. And then I would take the lady and I would never do this, of course, but I would take the lady in the van to a remote area, you know, where there was a wooden shack that I had constructed, and it was silenced to the point that her screams would just echo off the walls, never to reach civilized ear again. And then I would do whatever it is that they do that gives you that godlike power, and then I would take her to the woods and I would bury her in the deepest grave ever. That would be most of my plan. The grave. Like 2 years before I had selected a victim, I would be working on the grave. I'd get 50, 100-foot grave. As a matter of fact, if I had any sense in my head, as my dad used to say about me, I would start digging the grave now. Just in case, because you never know when you're going to snap, you know. I should go home and just dig a big, deep 100-foot grave, you know? And worst case scenario, like my dad used to say, hey, a little hard work never hurt anybody, goddammit, you know? And best case scenario, I slaughter a lady and get away with it.
If you're gonna slaughter a lady, and I'm completely against it, it's much better to slaughter a lady and get away with it than slaughter a lady and not get away with it. That's just I don't know, because I've not done either. You know, I would have to talk to one of you that have done both to really get an answer. But I would suspect, like anything, not getting caught, you know, is the better choice than getting caught. You know, it's funny, you know, the things we think we're afraid of, you know, because the things we're really afraid of in life, like monsters, you know, and serial killers and terrorists and stuff like that, they ain't gonna do nothing, you know. Like, what's the chances, really? You know what I mean? But you're always afraid, like earthquake or something like that, you know, tsunami. You're always afraid of this crazy stuff. But you're not, the stuff that really gets you, you're not afraid of. You don't even think about it, you know? Like, you think, you're always like, man, I hope a terrorist doesn't attack and kill me, right? What's the chance of that happening? Like 1 in a billion? You know, a terrorist ain't going to attack and kill you, you know? But what's the chance that you're going to be attacked and killed by your own heart? At 100%? Yeah, nobody even thinks about that. Nobody even cares about that. Your heart can attack and kill you. And yet people like their hearts, you know. They give you for Valentine's, oh, a heart, ooh. People go, man, that guy's got a big heart. I go, you better fucking watch out on account of I could kill him. Does he know that? That it will attack and kill him when he's not expecting it at all? That's what happened to my dad. His heart attacked and killed him. It was tough. I don't know if you ever loved anybody, but when you love somebody and then their heart attacks and kills them, man, it makes you sad. And my dad, I loved more than anybody, and he never saw it coming, you know. He thought his heart was on his own side. He was looking around for terrorists, shit like that. And just one time, boom, his heart got him. He was lying in his bed, and boom, by the time he hit the floor, they say he was dead. And I saw him, I was the second guy after my mom to see him, and I was, oh, blood, it was black. I thought it'd be red. And he was lying there, and I was so sad. It was the most saddest moment ever. And it was too late. He was dead already, you know. And then the people came in the white. They wear white. They're not doctors, but they wear white. And it was too late. And they just try to make you feel better, you know. They just say anything, you know. Like one guy was like, "Don't worry, Norm. He never felt a thing. He died in his sleep." And I was like, "Really? When his heart attacked and killed him?" Because I wake up if my cat walks across my belly. So I don't know if my dad was that sound a sleeper. And another guy said, "Don't worry, Norm, he's in a better place." I said, "He's on the floor. Dead. Earlier, he was alive on the bed with the Tempur-Pedic pillow I got him for Christmas." I'm not a doctor, but I think that's the worst place. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because I have my faith. So as long as I have my faith, you know, I'm all right. As long as you have faith. If you don't have faith, forget it. You're through. But you know, you can have other things, I guess. You guys drink booze. If you don't have faith, like I have faith, you know, I have deep faith. But if I didn't, I think I'd go for booze. Because it seems like a good thing. My buddy, everybody has diseases. My buddy has alcoholism, which is a disease. And he told me that. He said, "Norm, I got a disease of alcoholism. You know, it's taken over my life, and it is a disease, you know." But I always try to look on the bright side of things. And I told him, I said, "Listen, Bobby," his name's Bobby, I said, "You know, it's true you got a disease and everything, you know, but you got to look at the bright side because that's what I believe in. And as far as diseases go, I think you got the best one," I told him, you know.
Because it's the only disease where you get to drink a lot of booze all the time. As a matter of fact, that is the disease. Just drinking booze. It's not exactly bowel cancer. You know, like my Uncle Basil, he has bowel cancer. I would not, and I don't think my buddy Bobby, the alcoholic, would ever go to my Uncle Basil and go, hey, I hear you got bowel cancer. I know how you feel, man. I drink booze. Those diseases, good Lord. What are your symptoms? My bowel hurts a lot and I bleed from the bowel. How about you? I get happy. And sometimes I go somewhere, I meet someone that has the same disease as me, and then I have sex with them that night. That's in the latter stages of the disease. But listen, man, I'm just an old chunk of coal, you know. I'm going to be a diamond someday. Don't worry about it. It'll happen. Through the grace of God, you know. You guys like God? I mean, you do God's work, you know, even if you don't know it. I have always been very religious, you know. But I'm a specific religion. I don't want to tell you what religion, you know, because I don't know if my religion is the exact correct one. Even though I know there's a God for sure, I'm not 100% sure that my guy is the right guy. And actually, that's one of my biggest fears is after I die, I get up to heaven, I'm like, oh, God, not you. I thought it was the other fella. What? Oh, God, he was a good public speaker, you got to admit that. Not him at all? No? Oh, well, how about that? So what now? I got to get raped by the devil forever or something? So that's my worst fear, you know, because I try to do good, and I try to, even though I'm an old chunk of coal, I want to be a diamond someday, you know. I want to be the world's best friend, you know, go around shaking everybody's hand, you know what I mean? I want to be a good guy. But maybe God, through even an old wretch like me, can do something. But you guys do things for children. What's better than children? You know what I mean? I had a child. I still have one. He's like 10, 15, something like that. Time goes by so quickly. You know, it's hard to remember details. No. But he's beautiful. When you have a child, man, you got love that's unbelievable. You never had it before. You realize you've never had it once you have it. You know? Like when you have a child, you go, oh my God, what the hell is that? You know? Like I know you used the word love before and everything like that, but you're like, whoa, that is something. And then your single friends, they don't understand. You go, hey, Jim, man, you got to get one of these. This is the craziest feeling I ever had. Like, I just all through my body, all I feel is like happy. And then the guy goes, is it like crystal meth? And you go, no, what? I don't want to be your friend anymore, friend. No. This is love. This is love. And then actually, sometimes you have this is the flip side of it, the bad moment, because you said earlier that you loved other things before you saw this, you know, which is what you really love. And so there's always a bad moment when you're looking at that, and then you look over at your wife. You ever do that? You're like, oh, look at this. I love. That's love. Oh. Hey there, lady. What's going on there? Yes, this is it. And it makes sense, you know, because it's pure and doesn't lie, and it's you, and it's your blood and your DNA and your Aunt Hazel's nose part right there, and everything. And so how can that compete to some lady that you met in a bar one night? How can that possibly compete with that? So anyways. The children. children. It's funny, like you can't love children anymore because, you know, even though Jesus, and I'll tell you something, I don't want to say any specific religion is better than all the false ones, but this is the only religion, I'll tell you, that I am against, the Church of Satan. Any retard knows that's not the right one. I think even Satan himself admits it. Anyway, you know, so Jesus was, that's one of the only, I think it's the only religion that puts children at the core, you know, of their religion, you know. They love children. So that's good, because I love children. But when my child was young, though, it was always worry, you know. I remember when he was really young, and I was worried about everything. I remember one time, like he was only 4 days old or something, I was watching TV, and they had a news story. They said, coming up, a news story on crib death. And then I was like, that's where my kid sleeps. You would think crib death would put a crimp in the sales of cribs. If not, wipe out the entire industry. That's what I would think. You know? A couple of Toyotas go skidding around, all of a sudden they can't sell cars. But the crib industry, incredibly resilient, actually kills children. One of its defects. I'm calling for a full recall of all the cribs that have killed the children. Oh man, I'm thirsty. La 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 la. So yeah. So I'd probably drink if I wasn't a person of faith, you know. I'd probably drink a lot of booze and stuff like that. That'd be fun. You gotta do something, you know. And yeah, I don't like drinking though. You ever drink those little shooters that are really like powerful and they have like sex names? They have like filthy names. You know what I'm talking about? So they'll have like sex on the beach. You know what I mean? And so I don't know why they name them like that. I guess because people are drunk and they're like, hey, maybe if I drink that will happen to me. But of course, if you have a night of drinking, you're not going to end up having sex on the beach. That's never happened in the history of recorded time. You know? But you know, you're not going to have a shooter bar where you go up and go, yeah, excuse me, can I have a humping a dude I figured was a lady? I swear to God, I thought he was a lady. And also, my friend will have a senseless knife fight. You got one of them? Give him one of them. But, you know what? I don't like drinking because I can't drink. I go on the road so often, you know, because I'm a stand-up comic, and I'm also a dangerous drifter. So my hobby and my work dovetail very nicely. I drift from town to town, across this great nation, you know, and I do some stand-up comedy. So I'll be in a town, and the policeman feller will say, "How long you in for?" He won't know that I do stand-up. He just knows me as a drifter. He goes, "I see you're in town, huh?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "How long you gonna be here?" I go, "Just till Monday." "Yeah, I work down there. I got a job, see? I got a job." "Well, you can ask Vic." "I'll be asking Vic. And I want you out of here Monday morning the time you say you're going to be out of here." I will, sir, I will. And off I go. But what I was going to say was that, you know, as I travel this great nation, you know what I would like to do actually is, if there is a Great Depression, is that coming, by the way? Because you guys seem to know more than me. Like, will there be a Great Depression? Like, will I be carrying around at some point a stick with a thing on the back of it? And will I be hanging around big garbage cans with fires and making hot dogs with them and sharing them with my friends? And ganging together, you know? We got to gang together in case the other gangs get us. Huh? I don't know. Keep seeing things on the news. Got to prepare myself. What about those things you see on the commercials where you go, I think everything's like retarded now because something's happening weird, you know? Like, you ever see where they'll go like, have a guy in the commercial and he goes, hey, you like gold? And you go, yeah. You go, you ever think of getting gold? Keeping it? It's worth a lot of money. And you go, yes, of course I've thought of that ever since I was 5. Daffy Duck. I first thought of it when I watched Daffy Duck when I was 5. Well, you should get gold. I'm G. Gordon Liddy, and I broke into the Watergate Hotel. You like gold? I don't even know why the guys. What about guys that... I forget it. I was going to say guys that do commercials where they're... You know when guys are old and they do commercials? And you kind of feel sorry for them, you know? Because they're old. Like, remember the $6 Million Man? Right? The guy was worth $6 million. No, he's an actor, but he played the $6 Million Man. So when he got this, he goes, hey, man, what's the role going to be? You're going to be a guy worth $6 million. Say your arms are the best arms, and your eyes, everything. So he's feeling good about himself, you know? He's like, yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah? Because a regular man is not worth $6 million. You'd be surprised to know this, but an actual regular person, if you just took them down to their trace elements, you know what a human body's worth? It's only worth like a couple of $100,000. So, but this guy was worth $6 million. So now, anyway, I seen him on the commercial. He sells the bionic ear. So this is kind of sad to me, you know, that he was at one time, you know, Hollywood $6 million man, and now he's like, I don't hear too good. You want to buy this? The bionic ear. And of course, you get gypped because you think of the bionic ear from the show, where it was like, do, 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 and you could hear from a long way away. You know how you could tell the bionic man was fast, by the way? This is kind of a neat trick they did that seems very counterintuitive. But at the start of the bionic man, they'd show a collage of how powerful he was. To show how fast he ran, they would show him running in slow motion. So he'd be like this, da-da, and you go, God damn, that guy's fast. You go, man, I wish I could run that fast. How does he run that fast? I always feel sorry for those guys that have to do that. What about those guys that have to do? They get so old, they do those commercials for old guys that can't get insurance and stuff. That's a bad job. Ed McMahon had it for a while, then he died. You know, after that job, generally you die, but because they pick an actor that's going to die soon, so he can relate to the. But so now it's Alex Trebek or something, but it's always like and they're trying to get old people, really old people, to get insurance that it appears they shouldn't be entitled to, and so it's always like, hey, have you never been accepted once? Everybody decline you because you're so close to death? Anyways, we want you. I don't know why, but it's costs $2 a year, and we don't make a lot of money, I'll be honest with you. My father started the business, and he was worth $6 billion 6 years ago, and he blew it all with this ridiculous venture. Anyways, so listen, guys, in honor of the children, because, hey, the children are our future, and I believe that. I don't really believe that because they told me that when I was a kid, and it didn't work out. But I will tell you a joke that a kid told me in a sick kid's hospital. He told me this joke, and he promised me to tell you. And he's going to see his Savior before I mine, probably. Who knows? But his joke is this. This is his joke. He goes, it's a funny joke, and then I'll leave you. But you guys have been great. Thank you so much. So here's the joke. The joke is this. A dog walks into a telegram office, Western Union, I'm supposing. And he didn't know. And he said, so the telegram guy goes, hey, what do you want me to write in your telegram? So the dog goes, woof, 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 woof. So the guy writes it down, you see. And then he says to the dog, he goes, hey, dog, I can't help but notice here, there's only 9 words on your telegram, 10 words or less, it's the same price. If you would like, I could add an extra woof, And then the dog goes, but that wouldn't make any sense. Why would I? Most of his brain stem was gone. He wasn't making a lot of sense. But he was a child. They said he was more host than virus. I don't even know what that means. I'm not a doctor, but no such child exists. All children are beautiful, except the evil ones. I like all children, except British children. I don't like those British children because they remind me of the devil. They're very evil. And, I grew up with The Omen and stuff like that. And, when The Omen was young, Damien, he was all scary and everything, And then later, they did Omen 2, and he's a little older, he was still frightening. And then he was like 13 in the third one, and then he was frightening. Then they did one, he was an adult, he wasn't frightening at all. It's interesting, huh? You would think that human beings would become more evil as time went on. You wouldn't think that the embodiment of evil would be inside of a child. But, I think that's just the celluloid pictures we get, I think in reality, as the scriptures say, let the children lead us, So, let me think if I can think of a joke. It only seems fair. Jeez, I don't know a lot of jokes. Oh, I know a joke. There was a guy who had a great pig, man. This guy had the greatest pig in the world. And so a guy come to his house and said, man, I hear you got the greatest pig in the world. So the farmer goes, are you kidding? You talking about Bill? The guy goes, I don't know, man. I just heard it was a pig. I didn't know it was a name. He goes, yeah, his name's Bill. Bill the pig. And this pig, man, he's the best. He goes, why do you say that? How come you say that? You got any examples? He goes, I got examples. He goes, last summer, man, he goes, our child fell into the well, and was in the well. We didn't even know, and the pig came running. I was at the back 40 hoeing, and the pig grunted and snorted, and I just got my son out just in time. God bless that pig, The pig had a wooden leg, by the way. I forgot to tell you that part. And so then he goes, yeah, that's interesting, but he's got a wooden leg. He goes, let me tell you more about the pig. He He goes, then another time, he goes, that pig saved my life, man. I was under the tractor, and a pig with his own weight pushed up the tractor and hurt his spine. He had disc issues later, but he did it for me on account he loves me. And he goes, well, but still, you only got the wooden leg. Never mind that, the guy says. He says, listen to my stories about the pig. He goes, this pig, well, you know, last summer, the big fire, you heard about the big fire? You never heard about it? It was a big fire. It was a big fire all down the rural Route 20 here, and it hit our house the worst. Anyways, the wife and I are very sound sleepers, and we didn't hear anything. And if it weren't for the pig who hit his snout on the window outside of our bedroom, hit it with such ferocity that it smashed the window open, and we escaped, you know, the black smoke, then we would not be alive today. Why we belong to this pig. This pig, we would not exist without it. It's our most prized possession, if you could even call it that. We love that pig more than anything. And so then the guy said, but I still don't understand. How come it's got a wooden leg? And then the guy says, are you kidding me, man? Have you even been listening to me? You can't eat a great pig like that all at once. You know? You haven't heard a word I've said? What is wrong with you? Hey, folks, you've been great. God bless. Keep up the good work. And may God save your soul.
Do you know Nikki Cox?
Yeah. Is she still with Jay?
She's with Jay Moore.
Yeah.
But when she was on my TV show, she was with Bobcat Goldthwait.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. I'm not a skilled interviewer. Let's fucking face it.
I'm not a skilled.
But what do you think is wronger?
Wrong
more wrong. What do you think is more wrong? Having sex with a child, human being, or an adult pig?
Like, you've got to do one. That's the
You got to
options.
do one. Yeah, you're on a deserted island. But do you actually think that they would like a man's sperm?
A human
being sperm? A woman?
Well, who?
A woman.
A woman would like a man's sperm. Well, yeah, she's been biologically programmed
in her
through
mouth.
Millennia.
But in your mouth, like, isn't that stuff like living? Isn't that like those animals, little tiny tadpoles or something?
I didn't know it was going to have to get this deep. All right, then.
Are you doing this to be a funny thing, or do you really have to kind of
I'm doing
feel
it. No, I feel that I have an oral fixation. You know about that.
I don't have that, by the way.
If it's
I don't
not
like
this, I go straight. You don't like sucking cock?
I don't like sucking cock. I mean, I have done it.
Yeah, I wouldn't like it. You know why I wouldn't like it?
Why?
Aren't those animals, like, inside the cum? Like, I remember...
The sperm, you mean?
Yeah. So to me, like, it's a bunch of animals and stuff. But you remind me of a guy that's good at fucking.
I love it.
Fucking and sucking. Let's say you had an exact twin.
Uh-huh.
Now, Mary Willard, your wife...
Oh, here we go.
There could be a lot of...
Wouldn't you go like, how do you not find him attractive? Do you know what I mean?
That's true.
He looks exactly like me.
Yeah.
And he's much better at sucking and fucking. No.
I only smoke pot 4 times a week. You're just saying it casually. They're like, you smoke more than that. Like, relax. What are you afraid? I'm not admitting I'm like you.
4 times a week seems like a lot.
Does it really?
A little, yeah, but...
Well, it's all relative.
It's all relative,
Yeah, as long as it's not hurting anybody.
Yeah. But does it, as long as it's not hurting anybody, but what about the audience, the stand-up audience?
So back.
Aren't they the real victims?
What's your dream view?
You mean
the show, The View?
Yeah.
The
Who
guests?
what 4 or 5 ladies would you want on there?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Susan Yeagley. That's your wife. You didn't even recognize her name. It's your betrothed.
My betrothed.
I had moved up from San Diego. Polly's like, come, move up. And then I had no place to live. So I slept in my truck for like 3 nights. And I slept at the parking lot at the Comedy Store. And I had no money, and I was broke.
Both?
Yeah. You hungry? I go,
yeah, exactly. Bad lieutenant.
Open your mouth. No, you didn't do
Like a baby bird. Yeah. Okay. So,
yeah, and then he...
so you said, yeah.
Yeah, I go, yeah, and he took me
Am I
to...
hungry? I'm broke and I have no money. What do you think? I'm hungry. I'm hungry, plus I want some food. Do you feel you have white privilege?
I'm not allowed to answer those questions. Well, being a old white guy with extra money.
Your great special that is on Netflix now, everybody should watch, is called
Straight White Male 60.
The young people won't like old people. When I was a kid, I got involved with Al Jolson. With when they brought, I didn't know who he was.
How old are you? What?
Well, no, not back in his 1920s. I was just a kid when the jazz singer came out. Charlie Fox. He wrote the theme music to Happy Days, The Love Boat. Yeah. He wrote just about everything.
He must make a heck of a lot of money. Huh?
I'm going to ask him sometime. Just how much do you make?
What would Norman Lear say to that?
What?
I say, what would Norman Lear say to that?
Who's that?
Fuck! And now the whole set went quiet, and you hear people going, Santa just said fuck. Santa has just said fuck. And all these kids froze, and then they had a Disney guy. He said fuke. Fuke. It's a Swedish word. Means take a break.
We're supposed to take a break. And so he thought when you said take a break, that I would go, speaking of taking a break.
Yeah.
David Letterman. Apparently he's going to do this show.
Really?
That's
oh my God. That'd be amazing.
And every actual talk show host will kill themselves.
Yeah, I'll be on the news.
I love Mary Tyler Moore. And I know you were on her TV program. And then when she was your guest, there was this incredible chemistry. And was there ever anything romantic with her? I mean, she must have been very desirable to you. You ever lay down on top of her, I guess. I don't know. I'm trying to...
Now wait a minute. You bring up a good point, Norm. The first one of the day.
Now you have a show for 33 years. Every day. You do that every day.
Yeah.
And then, so the show ends, and then that night, what do you think? You think about tomorrow's show?
No, it's funny because, as you must know, the human neuromuscular skeletal system is easily programmed, and after 2 or 3.
Sure, I knew that.
And so after
as soon as you said that first word, you could executive produce a show with Sebastian Mancow as the star.
I could do that. Yeah.
And
well, what fun is that, though? Where's the fun part for me?
Well, no, there's no fun for you.
There's no fun for me.
No, that's true. But what's the fun for you in giving a homeless guy spraying a handful of quarters and watching him dodge in and out of traffic? So there's no, are there no bars like the same way as there were gay bars when gays were?
I couldn't go there.
Oh, of course
Can't
not.
you see that?
I forgot.
Yeah, you and me hanging out at the trans bar. I just don't, I don't think it's going to work.
No.
Yeah.
Well, nowadays we
yeah,
can,
well, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Wait, I haven't come out yet. Hold on a second. I am firmly on the side of womanhood now, but I am not a woman, nor will I ever be. 3 sentences later. I use the women's restroom because I am a woman. I changed my gender. I'm a birth certificate to female because I am a woman. So there's a little confusion there, right?
Not for me. What's wrong with that?
Well, here it says I am not a woman. Here it says I am a woman.
I always get anxious when I'm on a plane and I see a much bigger celebrity than me, and I think, well, if this goes down,
is that
I'm going to
almost
get mentioned.
every
I'm going to be
flight?
like small print almost every flight. Yeah.
All right. We'll be back in a second.
Unfortunately, the radio station launched the day after Princess Diana died, so it was it wasn't quite the sort of fanfare and celebration.
Now
a bit like when Farrah Fawcett died, and then it was usurped by Michael Jackson.
Somebody told me the Queen murdered her.
Yes, she did. Yeah. Yes, that's well known in England. Yeah. I'd like to apologise to the Queen.
England's not doing well financially.
Right.
Can't you get you call them your mates? They're friends.
Yeah.
Everybody else in the world, they call them mates.
Sure.
Get a couple of dozen of your mates and go down to that Buckingham Palace and kill the old bag.
To what end?
Money.
Right. Are you an old sea captain? What is this shtick that you? Because I'm pretty sure I've watched some of these other editions of the show, and I'm pleased to see that I've broken from the rule of only having white blokes on the show, which seems to be you only have white men and Roseanne
because it's supposed to be a comedy.
Right. But it's supposed to be.
It's supposed to be. It's allegedly. I still, feel that. I still feel in my heart, and I can only go by my heart, you know what I mean? I'm not a person that goes by my brain, I just go by my heart. That Bill Hader is ultimately unknowable.
Yes, that's true.
What do you think?
I don't know.
Okay. All right.
You gained weight.
Gained a lot of weight, so did you. I gained 45 pounds.
I was going to say something, actually.
Why?
Well, I thought you'd been gaining some weight.
Yeah, I gained 45 pounds.
Are you okay? Yeah, what's going on?
I'm doing it for a movie.
For what role? What's the role?
What are you playing, Jackie Gleason? What do you mean? It's not a particular movie. I just think they always need a fat guy in a movie. You're doing hard.
You're paying it forward, yeah.
Hey, listen, have you noticed my enormous weight gain? I've gained 45 pounds. You know why I started to gain the weight, I told you.
I don't remember.
I'm up 45 pounds, and it was for a role in a movie.
That's right, it was.
Anyways, whatever.
What was the role for again?
It wasn't a particular role, but I figured they always need a big fat guy in a movie. Turns out they don't. They have plenty of fat guys that are much more experienced at acting and at being a fat guy than I am.
I thought we were going to be doing a bit where you're like a
Jerry Lewis?
Jiminy Glick character.
Yeah, no, I'm fat.
What happened?
Fried chicken and gravy. Let me tell you something. I thought it was funny.
Your heart could...
I thought gaining a lot of weight would be funny.
Oh,
and also,
no,
I started out, I was doing it for a role, Andy.
Right.
I'm serious.
No.
I'm serious. I was doing
What
it for
role?
A role. Well, there wasn't a specific role, but people are always looking for a fat guy. I'm telling you, my manager, my landlord rather, he managed to get rid of 230 pounds of ugly fat. He evicted me.
What?
Here, read this.
I thought you.
No, read this.
I want to read that one again.
Here, read that.
Sure, we all know about Norm's astonishing weight gain, but I think it's become a bit wearisome. So let's agree to stop having fun at his expense.
Say what you want about how huge and fat my head has gotten, but who'll forget it.
Try iron.
My clothes, Larry, make me look slimmer, but they did not fool that flight of stairs that collapsed under my astonishing new girth. Papa, what do you call that? Papa John's?
Oh, okay.
A Papa John's delivery man has been arrested for allegedly selling more than $40,000 in cocaine hidden in pizza boxes.
Jesus.
To undercover police officers. This raises an important question. Where is all that pizza that was supposed to go in those boxes? Can I have them to eat? I'm a big fat guy. Well, I'm fat. I'm so fat when I get my shoe shined, I have to take the boot black's word for it.
You haven't seen your penis in 3 weeks. I'm keeping it clean.
Jesus Christ.
Well, is that what fat people say?
My penis? This is where most of my weight goes. Straight to whatever the fuck this is. I'm going to find a really good joke. You guys talk, and I'll find a good joke to
So,
end.
Adam, is it hard to not drink?
You know you've gained too much weight, by the way, when your chair guy refuses to work with you anymore. But go ahead. So you're probably no body fat.
Oh, I have a little bit in the rim here.
Yeah, I got more than that.
My legs, my arms
jowls.
are thin. My arms are thin. I used to have jowls. I don't have jowls.
I have more chins than
How
that.
old are you?
Huh?
How old are you?
I say I'll be 50 in October. I'm going to lose it though.
Yeah, it's the heaviest I've ever seen.
And since I've gained it, I sweat like a
you sweat
like a whore in church. I don't mean to be
what?
I don't mean to be filthy, but
a whore in church.
Yeah, she's nervous, so she sweats
You're
because
sweating like a Chris Dorner in a Big Bear cabin.
Okay, come on.
Well, I'm just
that's racist.
A little bit of
My
a
only chance of
drinking
losing
belly.
15 pounds is if I went to a British casino. To be honest with you, I don't know. Yeah, this is what my doctor told me. I go to my doctor, right?
Right.
I say to my doctor, Doc, what's going on? My doctor says, you are fat. I said, how fat am I? He said, you're so fat that if you don't stop, within a month you could have a heart attack or stroke.
That's not funny.
He's not a comedian.
No. I was expecting a joke.
You're expecting a joke?
Yeah, I thought it sounded like yours.
From my cardiologist?
I guess.
Well, the doctor did say sometimes the fat moves to your brain and you get dementia.
Yeah, that might be the lard.
My doctor told me I should start juicing, you know?
You mean...
But the problem is, I don't think he meant ham juicing. Yeah, I squeezed a ham and I got some juice out of it.
Oh, I thought you... All right. I thought you were going to, you know...
Stupid.
Really?
Hey, news media, leave Kim Kardashian alone, will you? She's pregnant. Of course she's gonna gain weight. And if anyone knows about rapid weight gain, it's me. You know, I went to see the doctor about it, and he told me to open my mouth and say oink. I thought that was a little out of line, Tom. Now listen, seriously, you can be as cruel as you want about it because
I'm not being cruel. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to be your friend because
thank you.
your heart could seize up.
That's
or
what my
whatever.
doctor said.
He did?
He said it was alarming.
Oh my God!
You know what my
Then you
doctor
need
said to me, Andy? He said, I said, okay, enough of this, you know? He said, okay, open your mouth and say oink. I'm like, come on. You know, I may have told you this, but my doctor's getting very rude. The last time I went to him, he said, open your mouth and say oink. I mean,
I think we've come to the fact you need to find a new doctor.
I need to find a new.
This guy sounds like a real asshole.
New internist. Why do you continue to swear?
I don't know.
Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Do you see your face?
Oh yeah, it's me with a huge fat fucking face.
Yeah, I didn't want to be the one to say it.
Yeah, I've been having a lot of trouble. My doctor, he said he's not a very nice guy. He said, open your mouth and say oink.
Yeah, you need to get better insurance, Norm.
Insurance? He was calling me a fat pig.
Well, I mean, nobody's going to disagree with him.
Oh, Chasm.
I'm sorry, Norm. I've got an acid tongue.
You do. You're an acid-tongued Arab. Most guys try to lose weight.
Right.
But I try to become a huge fat guy. So anyways, he said, that's not funny. He says that's alarming.
I think it's funny.
I think it's funny,
yeah,
too.
it's pretty funny.
But he said that it's quite alarming and that I'm in a lot of trouble. And I said, well, I think it's funny, and I'm the comedian.
What did you?
I'm not eating well.
Yeah,
I know that. I understand.
What did we?
We don't need video evidence of that.
We don't need to go to video. But morning. Remember that?
Yes.
We went to Denny's. You had We had 2 eggs over my hammy and half my pancakes. Then on the way over here, we stopped at 7-Eleven. You remember that?
Yeah.
You had a few hot dogs and a big bag of pork rinds.
Yeah.
And 5 minutes ago, you had 4 donuts and a chip whiz.
Yeah, well, you snooze, I eat half your fucking pancakes, fucker.
What did we eat right before we did the show?
We ate chicken.
Yeah, what kind of chicken?
What was it called? Honey kettle chicken.
Fried chicken.
Fried chicken.
Yeah, a big plate of it.
Yeah. And I asked the girl,
Huge mistake.
I said, why so much for the extra gravy?
Give me like a trough of gravy. I've never seen that much gravy.
That was a lot of gravy.
You just
I drank
devoured
the
it,
gravy.
too. You really did.
What did we eat right before this podcast?
I had 3 whole fried chickens.
What else?
Biscuits and gravy.
And?
I don't want to say that third thing.
What else? What was the other thing?
Whatever, lard.
Exactly.
I like lard because there's like a purity to it. And you know I grew up poor, you know?
Frankly, I was just impressed that they carried lard at the place. You don't see that too often.
Yeah, no, I brought that with me, a can of lard.
This is what I used to look like. That's Fathom right there. And
that's you?
That's me.
Are you serious?
Yeah. That was on a good day too.
Is that like a fake picture?
No, that's not a fake picture. Coming up on 250.
Do I look like that fucking fat pig?
Well, maybe not that fat. I mean, this is your future, Norm.
This is my promise
Okay.
to the people of the Video Podcast Network world. I will not eat a single morsel of food until Margaret Thatcher is dead and buried.
She died 3 weeks ago. We'll be right back with Larry King.
And I've realized now, this is the new thing, this is the big thing, is that the movie, the big movie, you know what the big movie is this weekend? It opened at $30 million.
Which one?
Space Jam. You know about this movie?
Yeah. Sure, it's Space Jam.
Everybody would know it.
You know,
I know about it.
Space Jam is,
it opened at number 1, $30 million, and I saw the movie, you know, it's pretty good. Michael Jackson's actually a very good actor, you know. Yeah. He's no Shaquille O'Neal, you know, but he's a good, I don't know, this isn't going well.
Michael Jordan.
What did I say?
Michael Jackson.
Oh, that's why.
That's what happened there.
That's why. Did I say Michael Jackson?
You said Michael Jackson. Didn't he say Michael? Is it just... I have 230 witnesses here. No, that's good. It doesn't happen much in life. You can turn to 230 people. Was I right? Yes, you are.
No, I'll tell you
I didn't know what you were talking about.
Before the show, I was watching TV back in the dressing room, and there was this sketch on it about a guy,
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson in a utero.
I'm sorry. Well, so that one didn't quite go the way you wanted. But
no, but
still.
Michael Jordan is in this movie, right?
He is in the movie, yeah.
And he made $30 million for it, and apparently he did the movie because apparently there was some money in the world he didn't have, you know, so he had to. Did I say Michael Jordan?
You said Michael Jordan that time. Yeah, you did good that time.
So anyway, I wanted to talk about that because that's the #1 movie.
Okay, that's any other topicals you want to zing out there before we move along?
No, it's not going very well. Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Did you mean to say Michael Jordan there, or do you want to say Michael Jackson?
Michael Jackson. He said, I heard a quote where he said, I don't care if my child is a boy or a girl, as long as it's a boy. He's going to name it. He said he doesn't know what he's going to name it. He said he thinks if it's a girl, he's going to name it Sharon.
Really?
Yeah. And if it's a boy, he's going to have sex with it. That's what he said.
Oh, the camera's on me now. Kind of thought I would linger over there, and I could kind of look down and get my wind back.
I was shocked by it, too.
This is a field day for you. As you know, it just came over the wire not hours ago. Lisa Marie, Michael Jackson. What do you think of that?
I just heard that before we went on. Yeah, Lisa Marie and Michael Jackson are getting divorced, and they cited irreconcilable differences. And I have the inside story. I heard that Lisa Marie was actually behind Michael's back. She was fooling around with another homosexual pedophile. He didn't even know about it. Is that crazy? Women, huh? That's women for you.
Oh, you blew that here. You could have used that on the update.
I was thinking of that right before. I could have said that on the
Oh, man. Well, that's all good stuff. All gold. And thanks so much for coming here. I know this is hard.